Good morning. This is the Stockwatch Premier Update with week's news. What is Stockwatch? Well, it's a new show I'm going to be putting out, giving you pre-market news on Sunday, premiering next Sunday. I'm your host, Tamir, bringing you quality content, mindset, and discipline to learn from my past mistakes so you don't have to make them. So let's get right into it. In this video, I'm going to do a short version of Stockwatch, which is going to premiere next Sunday, as I mentioned, to bring stock news and current events, preparing you for the coming week of trading and market investing. So don't go at it alone. And even though this is not financial advice, and I am not a financial advisor, it's hard to get all your news packed into 15 minutes or less in one place. And that's my plan to deliver it to you. I'll have some guest appearances as well, and it'll be a fun show. Current news, current events, weekly updates for specific names like Tesla, and broader news on the S&P, as well as my Stockwatch tickers and of the week to get ready for you for the week ahead. Last week, I shared Ford with everybody. You can check that video out. I stand by my video, and it's proven to be resilient during the sell-off so far. Last month, I shared Amazon. It ran up after, and we're still watching the SoFi play out to see if it's going to be included in the S&P 500, which I believe December 5th is the target date for the next S&P inclusion list. So definitely something to watch out for. I'm extremely bullish on SoFi long term. I have a lot of leaps, and I love them, and I'm not letting them go. Always upgrading, spending time and money to bring you quality content so you don't have to spend it. No fluff here, aiming to bring you the news as the market opens. With the sell-off of AI and big tech, a lot of it's profit taking by the big boys, and the market does not like uncertainty. In fact, it's one of the things that the market doesn't like at all, and it gives the market an excuse and the big institutions to scale back, take some money off the table. Unfortunately, retail often gets affected by that. How long the sell-off lasts? Well, we're just going to have to watch and see. We have to see the news as it comes in. The government is behind on a lot of data, and that's very important. We'd have over half a year run-up with no real pullback. So it's a great time to do a self-assessment, to reevaluate your portfolio. You know, this week's agenda in the market includes jobless claims on Thursday, as well as the existing home sale data, and Friday has PMI data. You know, December, the December cut that's supposed to be coming might not happen. It's not a guarantee. You know, maybe you want to hedge your positions. Maybe if you don't like the market, you take a break from it. It's probably one of the best strategies that I have not instituted many times. I think sometimes when you're starting to feel that pressure, you take your money off the table and you wait till things settle down. There's nothing worse than that. In fact, if you don't invest a few months out of the year and you happen to be out during the down months, your returns are tremendously bigger. If the S&P had a 15% return holding it the whole year, you might experience a 30% return. So very important to take that into account. You don't have to be in every trade. If you have 100 shares of a stock or more, you might want to sell covered calls against some of the positions if you're worried. If you're in it for the rest of the year, I'll share this video with coming news and stocks I'm watching and moves that I'm planning. So globally, let's get into it. The Bank of England has eyed a December cut amidst UK labor woes. Japan's manufacturing confidence hit 4-year highs, and upcoming reports from Nvidia, Walmart, and Home Depot loom large, capping a choppy week with the VIX around 20, signaling elevated but manageable fear. It's an important week with Nvidia, guys, which is a huge part of the S&P, and I like to look at always when it makes moves like this. They're projected to have their biggest quarter yet. They're down about 5% in the past week, which is a big drop for a company that big. I'll be looking today to see what the market decides. NVIDIA is a huge part of the S&P, as mentioned, and always an important ticker to watch in the Mag 7, as well as the whole Mag 7, because if they drop and the whole Mag 7 drops, the market tends to drop. You know, I'm looking at stocks related to Bitcoin, such as MSTR. I want to see if Bitcoin holds. It's not currently sitting around a $95,000 level with a lot of coins sold off, just like AI. I like the 2X MSTR, which is called MSTX ticker, but I'm not ready yet. We got to see a reversal happen. You know, it will be a very nice rally if it does, but we're not there yet. If you like crypto, you can follow BTC, see if it stabilizes or if it drops further to the 86K level. But it might be a great pullback range. Let's wait and see what happens at market open. My biggest stock in my portfolio, and the one that I'm watching number one for this week, is still Tesla. I love Tesla. I made a personal mistake not selling covered calls on Tesla last week. I thought it was a little more bullish than it was, and it dropped big time. It could have been some free money on that. You can't win every time. So you have to have your trade plan and stick to it. That's the most important part. Tesla found its support just above $402 after dropping to the 0.618 Fibonacci level, a key level of support range. Let's see what we get when the market opens with its next leg up. If it can climb back to and grab back that 415 range and then grab the next leg at 427, then I'll be extremely bullish on it going back up to 470. But it's got to grab back those support levels. Currently, the bears, wrestled control, and we have to see the bulls take control back. It can bounce very hard. Tesla makes big moves. I see it being the long-term, my biggest percentage prediction gainer in the next year or two amongst the big names. I see a lot of big things. You can check out my Tesla video where I discuss pretty much everything that has to do with Tesla. Again, I think it's the number one biggest percentage gainer stock coming in the next 2 years. I think Tesla's more likely to double than NVIDIA going to 10 trillion or triple even. So just take a look. I'll keep you posted weekly on Tesla updates. In addition, if we do pass those two levels, we're going to see 470 on the horizon. So be watching. For all those that were in the live session with me and Miss Mary on Tuesday morning, you saw that Tesla, Miss Mary called it, and it broke through many support levels, and she was calling puts, and each level, and it went to the next level, and it went to the next level, and it went to the next level, and it went down hard. So, it's good to trade with traders that know what they're doing. Helps take the emotional out of the equation. Even when you're a trader, you trade with another trader, it helps. Stocks with Josh Discord, link in the description, is what I'm involved in. Not the purpose of this video, but I just wanted to mention it's very good to have good people around you and good news. Going back to uncertainty in the market, we have a lot to do with data. On November 20th, we're going to see September's data, and that may help stabilize things from the government. But we have 3 days between now and then, so be careful. Don't oversize your positions. Some data has been delayed as far back as October data. So as the data comes out, things will stabilize and bring back institutional confidence. The put-call ratio is leaning bearish on the SPY with 1.25 to 1.3 for the week ahead. From my experience, at around 1.5, a little bit more puts, we see reversals. So I may get in. I want to see what the market does and hedge my positions, but I'm personally watching first thing in the morning between this and Tesla. Those are my two things I'm watching for to see how I want to hedge to the downside or if I want to wait for the upside move to come. Lots to watch. Not a place you want to just jump in with all your money right now. It's great to have a cash position. If you cashed out and held it, good for you. The Qs are also looking for a big bounce, but the trend is your friend, and we are in a bearish trend, so wait for support. It just dipped pretty hard. We'll probably see a daily lower high, but we got to watch the news and the government updates and trade deals and other factors to see if this probable scenario happens or if we fall further to the next support level. The VIX is sitting at 20, which is not bad, but it shows a little bit of fear in the marketplace. And the VIX of 20 is somewhere around a 1.125% daily move. So the stocks could move 1.25% based on this VIX. It looks like it's coming down. I think I just saw it at 1975 last I checked. So let's see if it continues to come down and if things stabilize as far as the swings go. I still love the nuclear and rare earth mineral sectors, which are currently heavily affected by global events such as relations with China. Still not clear sky territory. There's still a lot to go. China made a deal. Then they said they weren't making a deal. Then they're making a deal again. So a lot of negotiations going back and forth. I'll have to do another video on specific names for rare earth minerals and nuclear stocks in broader scope. But I look at this as an amazing industry to come. I have a whole video on it. The sound on it came out terrible. I did an article on Talk Markets as well. I'll have a new one coming for you. I'm looking for them to bottom out before we see beautiful highs in 2026. So to recap, this week I'm looking at Tesla. I'm looking at NVIDIA. I'm watching to see what BTC does. I'm watching to see what the Qs do and the SPY does. I like MSTR, but I'm not ready to go in yet at MSTR or MSTX. Some of the names that dropped 50+% in the AI drop, like RGTI and QUBT specifically are names that I'm watching and I like very much. So I'll be looking at RGTI and QUBT at open. You can watch everything and you don't need to be in every play. I mean, you can't watch everything and you don't need to be in every play. Make sure you don't overload your trade plan either and then mess it up with FOMOing in on every name. Stay level-headed and trade with grace and style. And I'd love for you to share in the comment section below your experience and what you've been doing. Maybe you got hurt. Maybe you need help. Maybe you have a trade plan. Maybe you're executing your trade plan. It always helps to share. It gets everything out in the open. So please share with me. I'd love to comment back, as well as any tickers you might want me to cover on the next Stockwatch. Thank you for joining. Tamir is here for you, bringing you quality content. Have a great trading day, everyone. Talk to you later.